Well, it's day one of All-Stars here with coverage brought to you by Alienware. I'm joined right now by Bwipo to talk a little bit about how All-Stars is going for him. So first off, how's All-Stars going for you?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's my first time. I'm having a great time. I'm very comfortable in Vegas. It's been a good experience, and I won my 1v1, so a good start for me.
Is this your first time in Vegas?
Yes.
What do you think of Vegas so far?
Many lights, a very busy city. Unfortunately, I'm not 21, so I can't make the most out of the Vegas experience quite yet, but it's still been quite pleasant.
Yeah. Are you planning on doing anything outside of the All-Stars event?
Other than walking around and going to just having a look, maybe. It's the pro player life, you know. Like if you can be bothered, you go out and get something nice to eat. If you don't, you just call room service.
What? I mean, All-Stars is okay. You guys have an excuse whenever it's like Worlds, right? It's like, okay, we got to scrim and we got to like keep our mental going. But this is All-Stars, right? You can have a good time here.
Absolutely. It's just a matter of like, can you find someone that can get you something fun to do? Because like, and how much can you be bothered finding something fun to do yourself?
Yes. Pro players are
lazy.
Incredibly lazy. I'm glad you said it, so that when I said it didn't sound like a jerk. Anyway, the event itself, you're having a good time so far. Have you had a chance to like hang out with any of the other pros or talk to them?
Yeah, I mean, the G2 guys mostly. Got to talk a lot, and it was a really good experience to like, hear their side of the story, especially on a team that's so different from Fnatic, right? I'm sure everybody knows, you know, 2019, Fnatic and G2 were like the opposites in terms of the team atmosphere at times. So it was good to hear from their side, and then, you know, getting to understand how they make it work and how they communicate and everything. Just getting to know the guys, really. Yeah. It was great.
Learning all their secrets so that you can apply them for next year, maybe.
I mean, that's the thing about G2. I don't think they had anything secret. Yeah. It was very obvious why they were successful, and that's what made them such a popular team. And I'm happy that they made it that far. And again, I'm very happy that Caps had such a good year because I was one of the few people that, at least in my opinion, one of the few people that was happy. You know, happy for Caps. You know, like, you want to take a big jump. Like, I hope it works out for you, buddy. Like, I feel like a lot of people like weren't so happy for him, but I'm glad he found success. He deserves it. He's great.
Well, what does 2020 look like for you?
Self-made man is what it looks like. So it's a big change from Broxa. Of course, I'm a little bit bittersweet about Broxa leaving because, you know, it's a new start. Maybe, you know, our team will look better at the start of next year. That's like the sweet part of like maybe our team chemistry and everything. We get to retry everything. But the bitter part is seeing the jersey I've been sitting next to so often be a different one completely now, right? Having Broxa sit next to me, obviously a very reassuring man. Losing that might not be, you know, as nice as the sweet part. And then, again, I said this in an earlier interview, but I think he's the best teammate you can find in professional League of Legends. I think that his compassion for his teammates and how much he cares about everybody and tries to make sure that no matter what, he just tries to make sure everything's okay, that everything can move forward, and after he's done that, he tries his hardest to win and tries to bring everybody into the team to try and win, and I think that's just a quality that, you know, you can't find everywhere.
What do you think it means for Team Liquid for him to land on that team? Because a lot of people have been trying to speculate, you know, is he good as Xmithie? Is he better? Is he about the same?
I think he's like a very same style. I know that Rockstar respects Xmithie a lot, so obviously he takes from the gameplay back and forth, I imagine. A very stable player as well, so much like Xmithie in his ability part, but I think that Brox has this little bit of explosiveness that Xmithie lacked at some times, right? We saw at Worlds, he had this great Jarvan engage that everybody was talking about, but he didn't do that every game, right? It was one game, whereas Brox, I feel like he's a bit more consistent in finding that explosive opening at times. Not always, but again, it's very difficult, and I think that in that sense, Brox has a little bit of an edge, and I look forward to seeing how he's going to mesh with the team. Also is Danish, so Jensen gets to have his Danish dynamite.
Well, what do you think North America's chances are next year, and what do you think of North America now after this year?
Well, Broxa got out of groups every single time he's played World so far, so that's a very good. How do I say it? I lost the word, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's very good for NA for sure. I'm sure that Broxa will get them out of groups at the very least. And NA this year, I think they were close, but they actually had a pretty hard group. People thought it was free, but IG done one for Liquid. And that's where it kind of ends, because unfortunately, when it comes to North America, they only really have Team Liquid.
I mean, Cloud9 has done well historically, right?
Historically, yes. I just meant this year. They only had Team Liquid, and I guess yeah, you're right. I kind of undersold C9 because last time we played them, it wasn't anything to scream about. In my opinion, which I made abundantly clear apparently. Unfortunately, maybe. But yeah, I think that in general, if C9 gets their game, like steps up their game, and then TL Broxer comes in, hopefully you get 2 teams out of groups. I would like to see that because again, NA in the quarterfinals sounds like a very, very, very sure bye to the semis.
How much do you pay attention to the North American roster changes?
I try to keep like up to date because it's just nice to know like what's going on, like what teams to look out for. Because obviously, TL Broxer is a team. Like this is something I want to look out for, right? So it's I want to see how TL is going to change with Brox on the lineup, and just different teams like EG has Svenskar and Jizuke now. That's obviously might be an interesting thing to look out for. So TSM Dardoch. You're hearing some stuff where you're like, you know what, like that might be really cool. So you want to obviously look out for both for personal pleasure and potential drama, as well as maybe these guys are actually going to be really good.
What do you think of Jizuke joining EG?
Random. I'm very surprised. I'm just surprised really that he found a team. Like, I think he's a very likable guy and he's great, but he didn't have the greatest year. So, oftentimes, especially in the LEC, I think there's like 21 new rookies or something I read on Reddit. So like, there's a ridiculous amount of rookies coming in, and I'm glad he found a team, and I hope he can make it work.
Do you have any, like, I know obviously you got Broxa, who's your boy, but do you have any take on the EU players and the LEC players that come to LCS? Because I feel like a lot of people say, oh, it's just a retirement home situation or whatever. I don't know what your take is.
My take is simple. Like, you're either G2 or Fnatic if you want a trophy, and if you're not, you might as well go to NA to go find a trophy because you're not going to win it here. Like, I respect it, like, do you really want to compete for third?
Yeah.
Like, does anyone want to be like, oh, I'm competing for third? No, everyone's aiming for the top spot, right? But realistically speaking, looking at our 2 lineups, especially after this year, is anyone going to contest us? It's obviously interesting to see, right? And it's very cocky of me to say that, but that's how I am. And ultimately, it's what I'm interested in. Like, right now, I want to see, is anyone actually going to contest G2 or Fnatic? And if they are, I look forward to it.
Well, I'm excited for it, too. It feels like next year could be really good. If you had to pick a team from any of the other teams that you think are going to contest G2 and Fnatic, who would you say?
Ooh, Excel. I'm giving it to Young Buck.
Well, I'm excited to see how it goes. Is there anything you want to say to any of the fans out there?
Thanks a lot for supporting me and Fnatic as a whole. I hope that next year we can bring some performance back and just watch LEC smash it at All-Stars.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. Always a pleasure. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things All-Stars right here on my YouTube channel. Hey, thanks so much for watching that interview. Hey, look at this laptop right here. You might have seen it on the broadcast. I think some of the All-Stars have been playing with it here. This is a Alienware M15 custom wrapped with All-Stars branding. And guess what? Alienware is giving away 4 of these things between now and December 15th. There's a link in the description below, but you want to go over to alienware.com/LOLesports. That's where you can sign up to win one. Best of luck.